Look who it is. And look at that shirt he's wearing.
I
I
should
was
be
going to
upside
wear
down.
it. That would have been awesome. We should have thought about that. That would have been amazing. That would have been perfect. I almost wore that shirt too. Almost. I'm lucky. I actually have an Aquashella shirt my buddy Chattanooga Ed sent me, but I had that shirt set aside and I almost wore it. I'm glad we didn't because they wouldn't be able to tell us apart. We look so identical.
That's right. I mean, I concentrated really hard on growing a beard, but this is all I could do since 30 years.
Yeah, that sucks. All right. Well, hi everybody. People starting to trickle in. I actually there's only 7 people so far, so we're gonna give it a minute because I want to do my normal spiel and let everybody know how this works, and especially if we get any new people. I don't know if we'll get any of your countrymen other than the usuals. Like I see Craig and Mark, they're your countrymen. So far that's it, but everybody's starting to trickle in. Here we go. Okay, so only Oscars. There's June. I watch Blake late night.
Sure do. These guys are here just for you, only Oscars.
That was nice doing something for June like that. All right, that's a good enough start. Hi everybody. So again, normal spiel here. We're not going to be looking at the chat at all. We're not going to be saying hi. We're not going to be answering questions at all for the first hour. Second hour, we're going to open it up and let you guys ask questions and make comments and do whatever you want to do. And make fun of Blake or pick on his accent or whatever it is that you got to do. Get it off your chest. We're gonna hold that to the second half though. So Blake, thank you so much. What did you say earlier about the email? What day was it when we first started talking?
Yeah, so it has been a long time coming. June 27th, 2021, we started emailing. And then after 1 year, about 3 days ago, you emailed me and said, "Can you come on this weekend?" So that's all it really took. So, pretty funny.
We just had to, nail it down and put an actual time. I think at first I was I didn't want to put you out because I know our time difference, but this isn't bad. Like it's what, 10 a.m., 11 a.m., something like that for you?
10 a.m. Good excuse to get away from the kids for a bit.
Yeah. I'm glad I could to give you that excuse. So where do you live at in Australia? I don't know where there. What's the biggest city that you live near?
Yeah, so I live in Geelong, which is near Melbourne. It's about so you have Australia like this, right? And then this is the western side. I don't know if this is reversed or whatever, but you have the east coast, and then Sydney is about halfway up, and then Melbourne's way down the bottom, and I'm like down the bottom of the bottom.
Yeah. Okay, so you're down in the corner.
Yeah, so I don't get the 100 million degree summers and stuff like that. We might get a week or so that's probably, I don't know, 90 or 85 degrees or something like that in Fahrenheit. I'm talking
Thank you for that. Look at you doing that.
But yeah, it's kind of a week here and there, and we get a nice coastal breeze after that. So not as tough as some others in Australia.
Yeah. And what about your winters then? Like right now, does it get cold? Is it cold for you? What's it like now?
Yeah, I mean, it's cold for me, but it's not like some of the winters that I see in Washington or whatever, where we don't get snow. First of all, I think the air's too salty anyway, but mainly if it's 0, then it's a pretty cold day, I think 0 is the same for both.
No, 0 would 20. Be 32 for us.
Okay, yeah,
32. Yeah, and I think the place that we match up is like minus 40 something. It's the exact same. It's a weird number. It's
okay. No, yeah. I would be horizontal under the ground if we got to that. So,
gotcha. Yeah, we get a lot of snow where I'm at. I live right on one of the Great Lakes, and lake effect snow is a big thing because the lake stays very warm, but the air is very cold, so it picks up a lot of that moisture and stuff. And we
picks it up and just dumps it right on.
Exactly. Yeah, we have record-setting snowfalls quite often around me. So, but sorry, this is all about you, Blake. This is all about celebrating Blake. So we'll keep it on you. Okay, so and obviously you've lived in Australia your whole life. Have you lived in that same region of the country your whole life, or have you moved around a bit? Or
No, I moved around a lot. I went to 7 different schools. We basically one of these families that moved every year, sometimes twice a year.
okay.
Just as my dad was quite ambitious, and we moved for him to sort of climb the corporate ladder. But I actually think, well, at the time, I absolutely hated it.
Yeah.
Anyone would, just making friends and then leaving them and starting all over again. But now I appreciate it because, you know, you sort of approach social situations a bit differently. You sort of think,
Yes.
I've never been in my comfort zone, so I'm just confident talking to people. I guess I'm
Yes.
still a bit introverted, but at least I sort of just get on with it, I suppose. But yeah, it was interesting. So yeah, we moved from. I actually wasn't born here. I was born on the New South Wales border, which is about that middle section of the east coast. We moved all the way up to the top and then all the way down to the bottom. So, I lived in country areas, which is mainly farmland. I lived in a town that was a open cut iron mine and coal mine, which is pretty interesting. And yeah, I moved up to areas which had sugarcane crops and things like that as well. And yeah, it was a good time.
Real quick, Regina, thanks. Welcome back. I did get your email. I can't remember if I responded or not, and I'm glad you got things sorted out. We share that though, as far as I understand exactly what you mean about moving so much. I went to 13 schools from kindergarten through 12th grade. Actually, there was no kindergarten back there. Kindergarten. Now, do you guys have kindergarten?
Yeah, we have prep and kinder, but yeah, the same kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. So we didn't have that. It started first grade to 12th grade. I went to 13 schools, and I agree 100% with what you said. Yeah, at the time it did suck because you lose your friends all the time, but you get used to making new friends.
Yeah.
And I'm exactly the same way. I am introverted, but I have no problem walking up to anybody and starting a conversation. So I think that's because of that moving. But we didn't move because my dad was ambitious. We moved because my dad was lazy. So there was a little bit of a difference there.
Yeah,
Now,
it was a bit dangerous at the end because when me and my younger brother we got to high school, they wanted to stay in the same spot until we finished, and it was a bit dangerous because 2 or 3 years into that, he's just like, I'm getting a bit sick of these people.
Yep, that too. Yep, you're okay with people moving along like that. Yeah. Now, out of all those places you lived, is where you're at now your favorite, or was there some place that really stands out as the place you love to live the most?
No, I think I'm pretty happy with this spot. Yeah, I mean, the other favorite part I had, the actual town wasn't that great, but just the people were. So, yeah, I'm quite happy here. There's a strong sort of sporting culture in Melbourne, strong sort of coffee culture and all that. And someone as pale as I am has no business doing anything in a hotter climate than this. So no, I mean I enjoy it down here. And I guess even when I finished school, I immediately moved to Melbourne to go to university. Now I moved way out to the eastern side, which is probably about 4 or 5 hours drive from me now, and then eventually sort of made my way back around the long way. But yeah, even I've sort of had about way more than that actually, maybe about 10 different towns I've lived in since, and yeah, I landed back here, so it must be okay.
And do you still get that wandering bug today, though? I mean, do you sometimes feel like it's time to move on and move somewhere else, or are you pretty, now that you've got a family and everything? Are you trying to keep your kids going to the same school and stuff, or?
Yeah, there's definitely an internal struggle about that. I would have moved 100 times by now, but my wife is completely the opposite. She lived in the same exact house her entire life and went to 2 schools. Just because you go from here we have primary school and senior school, so she just did that. The sort of classical transition, and that's it. So it's been a bit of a learning curve for her boxing up the stuff every year or so, but we're trying to find some sort of balance in between. But I also work in the same industry as my dad, so yeah, but in a different sort of way. So yeah, I'll just say, so he works in finance, and he went up the finance way, and I'm an engineer technically, so doing sort of the project management, delivery, and stuff like that. So it's a different path, but same sort of way. So I can sort of see I've got about 7 or so moves or 8 moves to make, and I'm running out of time.
Gotcha. Okay. You said something. I do this every single stream. I need to start making notes because you said something, and then I was listening to what you were talking about. The moving and stuff, the kids. Yeah, I lost it. Well, that was a good segue, anyways. Though I lost it. Maybe it'll come back. Let's talk a little bit about the different jobs and stuff that you've had. So you're in. Oh, you guys just recently moved not that long ago, though, right? Just a few months ago.
Yeah. Just November last year we got the keys to this house. So
has it been that long?
yeah. Wow. But it's good. So before that, I'd always rented. So it's good to be in my own place now. I can put stuff on the walls and not worry as much about flooding and stuff like that. Yeah, that's good. It's good.
Nice. Well, congratulations on getting that too. I know that's a joy always to get your own place.
Thank you.
Okay. I don't remember if that's what I was thinking of. I do this every single stream. Something hits me and I want to talk about it, and then I want you to finish your thought, and then I forget where I was going. So
I totally agree. I mean, I haven't done too many live streams with others, but the ones that I have, as soon as you hit the stop button, it's like, I should have taken it that way, or I should have mentioned this, and it's all go when you're here. So
yeah, but you do the best you can, right? And I think people seem to generally like it. I know we get plenty of viewers, not like a aquarium co-op type stream, but I know both of us get plenty of people coming in and hanging out with us. So we must be doing something right, somewhere. Okay, so work stuff. Let's shift gears a little bit. I'm interested in what you do, but also what you've done in the past. Like, did you work when you were in what did you call it?
University, uni?
Before uni. What's before uni?
Yeah, high school. Yep.
Okay, it is high school. Okay.
So it's the same, we just don't have middle school, I think. Oh, and you might call it junior school or something, but we call it primary school.
Some places do and some don't. Some go elementary school, we call it, which is like kindergarten through 8th grade, and then high school. And then other places have kindergarten through 7th and junior high, and so it's different everywhere.
So yeah, primary school and secondary school for us, or high school for short.
Okay.
So I've been working since I was 14, just because, I didn't really have that many hobbies. I'm making up for it now, but I didn't really do anything else. So I just wanted to buy money, and I wanted a really cool car when I was a teenager. So, but we can't drive them by ourselves until we're 18 here. You can drive them way earlier than I
16.
Yeah, so I was 14. And immediately got my job as soon as I illegally could, and it was at McDonald's, which is a good start. They sort of teach you a lot of stuff about work ethic and stuff like that. So I'm happy for that. And just pocketed all the money that I could for that. And yeah, so I went from McDonald's across the road to Subway. I joined the dark side. But that was not for a number of years. And then I worked in hospitality. So I did a lot of cafe work, worked at golf courses.
Okay.
That was always good fun because you got to know people. And I sort of liked their level of hospitality where, it's the same people and you can see them sort of coming into the club room so you can get their drink ready for them, that sort of stuff.
So that's what you did, is sort of like bartender and server and stuff like that while you were there?
Yeah. And I enjoyed it. It was good work, but yeah, definitely happy with what I'm doing now.
Yeah. Money especially, right?
Yeah. And again, I guess it sort of gives you that background to talk to people and stuff. So it's probably helping me out now with the YouTube stuff, especially when you see people in real life.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that, and I followed that same sort of path. I did a lot of the Burger King. Do you guys have Burger Kings over there?
Hungry Jack's down here. There's a whole legal gambit, but it's the same thing, except there was already a Burger King in existence, so they had to call Australian ones Hungry Jack's.
Hungry Jack. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm learning all kinds of stuff. I love this.
But it still has Whoppers and all that, and the same food. But yeah.
You know, my son-in-law is from the UK. Actually, he's there right now. He still, they just got married, and he's working on his citizenship and stuff. But he came over here 2 years ago to stay, and he does every year. He's here for a few months and goes home. A few months, goes home. And on their way home from the airport, they stopped at a Burger King, and he placed his order, and the girl could not understand him. He just said Whopper. Whopper, please. And she could not understand him. And so my daughter had to order for him. And I thought that was the funniest thing. I mess with him all the time about that. Because when he first gets here, his accent is pretty strong. But by the time he leaves, it's really, he's really like, when he first gets here, it's all, pounds and chips and, this kind of stuff. Water. Yeah. And then by the time he leaves, he's like, do you have $1? He's Americanized. But anyways, the Whopper thing. But yeah, I did that same sort of path. Something we have in common. Worked at a lot of those fast food places, and they were crappy jobs. I mean, you did learn something from it, but they were a blast. I met so many friends there. One of my best friends in the whole world, still to this day, I met working at a Burger King, and we had a lot of fun. So
yeah, and yeah, it is good fun. I think that's the thing, is like, it's not stressful work. You don't take it home with you. So when you're there and the pressure's on, you sort of get on with it, and then you have a bit of fun when it's not on. So yeah, I totally agree with that.
So you did Subway. After that, you did the golf courses, and then how old were you when you did the golf course?
That was from 8. As soon as I turned 18, that's when you're allowed to serve alcohol. Well, you can probably serve it before that, but anyway, that's the way that I ended up doing it. So I turned 18, moved to Melbourne to do my university, and then 18 to about 22 when I was studying, I was just doing all that hospitality work for the whole time. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And so you had easy access to alcohol.
yeah, it was pretty good. But again, the driving rules down here, well, I guess there's no need to apply these rules to you guys because you can't drink until 21. But here we can drink at 18, but you're not allowed to have any alcohol in your blood until you are a full license, which is about 23 or 22.
Really? Like so you have a limited license. You can only drive certain things for the first few years.
Yeah. So this is testing me now, but 17 to 18, you're on your learner's permit. You have to have an L plate displayed on your window. And then for 1 year, you're on provisional red. So you have a red P plate. And then
I've had some of those. They're concerning. A red P, yeah, that's very concerning.
Yeah, no doubt. And then too much gamer subs. And then 3 years after that, you have a green P. Yeah, a green P on the window. And actually, one time I got pulled over, not because I was breaking any rules, but because the P plate, the top suction cup had fallen off and it had flipped upside down. And the policeman just wanted to make fun of me, and he just said, "Oh, what does the D stand for? Dunce?"
Nice.
Meanwhile, I'm here like this early 20s kid, just like,
yeah.
He's relaxed.
He just wanted to mess with you. That's hilarious. Yeah. That's funny. This is great because I don't mean to take too much away from learning about you, but we're also learning about the differences in our cultures, because we are very close to the same, but there's all these little distinct things that that we just don't think about. So I love it.
For sure.
I love it. So thank you for that. Okay, so then you worked golf course and had some fun doing that while you were going to uni, and then did you hit the ground running as soon as you graduated? Were you right into engineering? And you went to school for, what's the exact title? Is it like just engineering, or what was your degree?
So I did a Bachelor of Engineering, Civil with honors. That's what it was called.
Okay.
And yeah, I was lucky. I picked up vacation work, on a sewage plant, and then I picked up actually, good story about networking. At the golf courses that I was working at, or at one of the particular golf courses, there was, you get to know everyone, and I got to know this guy, and he was an architect, and I said, oh yeah, how do you like architecture? And I was talking to him. He said, actually, that guy over there, he has his own engineering design firm. I said, oh yeah, can you put in a good word for me? And he goes, no, I'm not doing that. You go over and talk to him and do it yourself. So
no.
So yeah, I did. I went over and I introduced myself and said, I'm second year out of 4 or whatever, and I'm keen to do some work either part-time or full-time in the breaks or whatever. And yeah, it was really good. He gave me a job for a couple of years, and it was really great. And design is you're a bit cooped up in the office though, so it wasn't really for me. And at the end of that, I said to him, what would make me better? And he said, go out and get some time on site, and you can see how things actually go together.
Oh yeah.
And it was very convenient as well. A friend of mine from school, his dad was a superintendent on a massive gas plant project. I think the budget for it was about $500 million. And he went home one weekend and was like, they need me to find some kind of young engineer. I don't know how to do this. And then my friend was there and he's like, I'll sort that for you. And then he called me up. He told me that there's this job on the go, and just go out there and it'll all be sorted. So I jumped in the car, and as I mentioned, it was about 4 hours drive. I'm driving there, and I just think, it's a given, and I'll just go there and pick up some, high vis or some PPE or something, and find out when I start. But I get there and it was an interview straight away, and I was like, oh no. But I stumbled my way through that, and then at the end of it, he said, yeah, all right, well, can you start tomorrow? And I was like, oh geez, yeah, I'll give it a go. And meanwhile, I'm like Googling like, oh, where can I stay? Just try and get a motel or something for the night. But yeah, it was good. It was good fun. Sometimes I think you just gotta roll with it and just do these things, because otherwise, if I was like a bit more tentative, then I'll be like, I don't really have some time this week to drive all that way, or I don't know if I can start next week. And then sometimes these things fly by you without you noticing.
Yeah. You jumped at it when you had the chance. I think that's important too. Yeah, sometimes we let things go by, and they're gone. It's a one time. How long did you work there then with that? That
was 2 years, and I was there from the start of the project to the end of the project, which is really good. But after that, then I wanted to sort of have a family and all that. So that's why I moved into the industry that I'm in now, which is a bit more secure, because with those sort of projects, as soon as there's nothing left for you to do, you just sort of, all right, off you go.
Oh,
but
gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, it's not as bad as that. It's a small sort of world. So you do get phone calls from people saying, oh, come over here and work over here. But the next one I was looking at working was in Western Australia, and it was a bit far really for where I wanted to go. And my wife was in Melbourne still, so I was driving back and forth every weekend. Mm-hmm. And I thought, oh, if that ends up being flying back and forth every few weeks, is nah. So yeah, then I moved into more. Well, now I work in local government, so I do some street work, footpaths and roads and stuff like that. And
oh, gotcha.
It's a bit more secure. So yeah.
And do you like it though? I mean, do you like what you do?
Yeah, I do like it because, well, it definitely affords a bit more flexibility. Like I can do an odd bit here and there from home, or I can do the school pickup if I need to, or stuff like that. So it's really good. It's a good lifestyle. It sort of fits around what you need to do a bit better than that on-site stuff.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And you still do some exciting projects. Like I did a big roundabout the other day that was pretty good. So yeah, you still get to do some cool stuff.
You guys have a lot of roundabouts?
Yeah. I don't know why. There's just we prefer them over traffic lights or
Yeah. They're a hard sell here. We do have them, and
yeah.
almost everybody hates them. I don't. I do think that they are a better way of doing things, but I think it's just that Americans don't like change much, and we resist those types of things.
As long
And
as the traffic volumes are even on all sides, then it's okay. But if you get one side that's quiet, then they just never get to enter the roundabout. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's got to be done correctly. There's a few, not too many, but there's a few, at least around where I live. I don't know, maybe other places there's nothing. I think that they are our future. I think that we're going to see a lot more of them in the country because statistically they are safer. They are, right? I mean, it's proven. So hopefully
at 2 a.m. when there's nobody else on the road, why you got to sit there for a red light? You just go straight through.
Yeah. So you can save time. The traffic's always flowing. Well, it's not going to matter in another, 25, 30 years anyways, when we all have autonomous vehicles and we're just, hanging out, doing whatever we want in a car while it's moving,
watching Netflix.
Yeah. It's just going to be an extension of our homes as you just, travel somewhere else. Looking forward to that. Hopefully I'm around for it. Okay, that's pretty cool. We got all the way through your work history. Interesting stuff. I did not know that you were an engineer. I knew you were sort of engineer minded because I've seen all the 3D stuff that you printed. Some pretty cool stuff. Do you have any of that stuff around you that you can show people? I didn't. I should have asked you to have some of it.
Should have been more prepared. I've got my older version of my egg collector.
Yeah. Here, I'm going to put you on the big screen here so we can see some of this stuff. Give you a little like a commercial sort of.
All right, so here we are on the Home Shopping Network, and this here is a 3D printed egg collection box for all your egg scattering needs, designed with I've lost it now. No, so I designed it so I can screw in an elbow into here, and then it goes up and connects directly into a hang-on breeder box. Basically, you just put moss on the top there, and then it's sloped on the inside there so that the eggs fall down, and you basically have eggs on tap. So I just have it sitting in the aquarium like this, and there's a little tap connected to the airline tube on the hang-on breeder box, and then every afternoon I come on, turn the air on for 30 seconds, and just watch hundreds of CPD eggs or
nice,
anything, barbs, danios, it will work. So yeah, pretty cool. I credit Mick all the time, but I was heavily inspired by something that Mick was doing here in Australia, which he had a tank, and he actually had a bit of acrylic in between, and similar kind of box, but then it would fall through to the backside, and then he'd eventually net out all the fish from the backside.
Gotcha.
And
you said Mick with an M?
Yeah, so Michael, his nickname's Mick. Yeah.
What's what channel is that? Is that
this is gonna test me. It is Michael Core, but I'll find out what his channel.
I do know a lot of you guys, but I don't know that I know him.
He doesn't do too many videos, but he's very, very switched on. I think he is also an engineer. Michael Core. DIY Mick, I think it is. Anyway, I'll find it.
Sorry,
I'll drop
it.
Put you I'll drop it in the chat because he's a good guy. And yeah,
and we have a lot of mods. If one of the mods know who that is too, and drop it quick, that
there we go.
I know a lot of you guys over there. I mean, I know Rumble and of course Josh and you and Thirsty Rabbit, who I don't see anymore at all. I haven't seen him in forever.
Yep.
I think that's of course Dr. Black.
Dr. Black.
Funny guy.
There's a few large channels popping up here and there these days as well. There's a lady in Queensland called Katie, and she's getting some crazy views. Yeah.
What does
Kind of
she
like
keep?
she keeps African cichlids.
Okay.
She has a massive, beautiful tank, and yeah, I think it's crazy. She hasn't done too many videos, but when she does, it's like 20,000 views, 10,000 views. So she'll be huge soon, I reckon.
Yeah.
She'll
Well, that's
overtake
good.
me easy.
I love to. What's that?
She'll overtake me very quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, didn't you and Rumble have like a competition to get to 1,000? Was that you or was that Josh?
Yeah.
Didn't have-
Yeah. Rumble hates that.
Oh,
Man,
sorry,
nah,
Rumble,
nah.
if you're out there.
I don't think he does. I think he's pretty. We get along well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I used to watch him. So before I even made any videos, I watched him, and at the time he might have had like 300, 400 subscribers or something like that. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll give it a go as well. And I started making subscribers, and then we hit 1,000 like within half an hour of each other. And then it was really cool because on the day we were trying to have a little bit of a race. We were upsetting all of social media with our spamming and all that, just trying to get those last couple.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I've probably taken the honors since, but
Yeah.
I still get along really well with him, and yeah, he's busy at the moment with his new family as well. So
Yeah.
good on him.
I do like watching him, and it's funny because again, something in common. Lefty, myself, and Stephen P. all hit 1,000 with just within a few minutes of each other. They have since gone on. They're both well past me. I don't even know what they have, but they're both quite a bit farther past me. But which is okay. I'm okay. I wanted to hit 1,000. That was my goal, and anything after that is just gravy. I don't really even
for sure.
I'm doing it for the fun part of it. And those guys are too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. But yeah, it's the same exact thing. They sped way past me after that. But the three of us all had like a fun little, within minutes of each other, we all hit that 1,000.
That's what I think it's all about. It does get pretty stressful making videos or doing all these other things. And then like now in the back of my head, every single day is go make another video, or you got to get another video done. And it's a lot. Like I often think about people that just go home from work, maybe sit down, watch a new series on Netflix, and go to bed and wake up and do it all again. But
yeah,
it's not uncommon that I'm sitting here quite late at night, like trying to put the finishing touches or trying to export something, and then it's very hard to keep up with everything. So if you have those sort of friendly competitions, those friendly banter and things like that, then that's something that's pretty important, I think, to keep you going.
Yeah, and I don't really. That's why your channel blew up. You're doing great. You make amazing videos. You can see that you've put that time and effort into your videos. It comes across. Just like these guys. I don't do it. I don't even hardly make videos. I make maybe I make 4 or 5 videos a month at the most, and they're not edited in any way. I pick up my phone, I go in front of the tank, and I say, "Hey, take a look at this," and and then I upload it, and that's it,
Yeah.
So it really does show though the difference because like those guys, your videos are they're awesome, they're amazing, they're so much better to watch. And I see my buddy James in here. I said I'm not looking at the chat, but it's always a pleasure to see Fish Room Fever. Yeah, I am a member of the Fish Room Fever family of channels. There's my banner right there. One of the few banners ever created. I got one of them. All right. So we talked about the work history quite a bit. What about other hobbies? Because you did say you're making up for it now. You said you didn't really have a lot of hobbies as a kid, but now you've got a lot of. Oh, before I forget, which 3D printer do you have, or do you have more than one?
Oh yeah, I've got 3. I've got Creality Ender 3 V2.
Yep.
Which is very popular, but
yeah,
I don't know if it's exactly an Ender 3 V2 anymore because I've done so many things to it.
Gotcha.
Do you know a little bit about printers or no?
Well, I was an IT guy for 25 years. I do know a little bit about 3D printers, but I just have one of the little resin ones, the cubic photons. I have one of those.
Yeah, they're cool. I like them.
I know. I do. I make some his
nice.
katanas broke off, but I make some fun little things with it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's about as big as I can make on
Yeah.
mine. But it does do a good job. I have some other I've had it for like 3 years, and all I've ever really made with it is stuff like this. Like
Yeah.
Rick and Morty
Yeah,
busts and Deadpool busts. That's all I've ever made. I've never made anything useful ever.
I make lots of toys for the kids that just break immediately. Actually, just on the floor they brought me back my stormtrooper's head. I made him a little stormtrooper. So that was nice of them. No, but I've got it's a Ender 3, but I basically turned it into the new Ender 3 S1 Pro, which is like direct drive. Anyway, real nerd stuff. And then I've got a Creality CR10S Pro V2, and I just got a Anycubic Viper as well. So yeah,
is the Viper a resin one, or is that a
no, Viper's
filament?
FFM, FDM.
Oh,
same
okay, yeah.
one. Yeah. But
you don't care for the resin ones as much, or you're just used to the other ones. You like the versatility of those other ones. You can really, because I can't really change much on this thing. It's what I mean.
Yeah.
With those, they really are. There's so much, they're open, and you can do so much different with them.
Yeah, and I guess like with the breeder boxes and stuff, and caves, and I also print like hangers for pothos and all that. And the Etsy store, like it's going quite well. So I often have no printers like free, so that's why I got the third FDM to sort of help me with the workload.
Yeah.
But I am keen on getting a resin printer once. How do you go with the fumes? Because I've heard that it's a bit.
It's not that bad. It really isn't.
Okay.
Most of the time, I do we have the windows open all the time. So and my printer sits right over here, and the window is open right there. So
okay.
And even in the wintertime, though, I have done it, and I just crack my window a little bit in the winter, put a fan blowing out, and it's fine. It's not super bad.
Okay.
I mean, you definitely have to have some type of exhaust to get those fumes out, but I don't find it as bad as a lot of people have said. I really don't. At least this one. Now, the tray is not very big. That might be a part of it. You're not putting a lot of material. I can't see it. I was going to show you the bottle of stuff. You're not putting a lot of the resin in there. It's a tiny little bit. So maybe with the bigger ones, it's more of an issue, because you're putting a lot more material in there at the same time. And
fair enough.
But yeah, as long as you've got some kind of little exhaust, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. Yeah. I don't know. I think I just lean towards it because I found the quality is pretty good. Like you can print with you can adjust the layer lines and all that. So you can get quite a bit of detail out of it. And then I quite like to print some large stuff. Before this stream is over, I'll go and grab some of my helmets and stuff, what I've printed. Yeah.
Okay. So 3D printing is really, and you made keychains too, right? You make keychains for your members, or?
Yeah. When I first started up membership, anybody who signed up, I sent them a magnet or a key. There's one here.
We're making them work.
Yeah, people could choose like a keychain or a magnet.
See, those are pretty cool. That's pretty neat.
Yeah. So that was good. I don't know if I remember how to do them now, but I spent a lot of time because you have to print that in 3 separate prints, right? You have to print the blue part, and then I had all of these little orange fish everywhere, and then I print the white, and then I super glue it all together. Which I'd love to get a multicolor 3D printer. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Do they make those even? I didn't know they made those.
Yeah, there's a new one that got released on Kickstarter, and it's called a Bamboo Labs X1, and it has this thing on the top which you put 4 different filaments in, and it sort of works out some smart way to know when to do which one. And it's a really cool printer, but it costs about, I think, $1,500 USD, something like that. and it like has LiDAR that makes it all level, and it's a pretty cool printer. But there's still a few kinks.
I might look into it because I mean I haven't done anything with my little resin printer in forever, but my daughter's very creative like that. She has. Have you ever heard of the Crickets? Cricut. It's CRI.
Oh, Cricut. Yeah.
She's got that. In fact, she's working on one right now. She's working on some shirts. She makes shirts. She makes cups. She makes all kinds of really cool stuff on that. And I thought the printer would also give her something else to make stuff on.
A friend of mine made up this vinyl sticker with a cricket or a Cricut. That's pretty cool. I actually wanted to mount it like on here somehow.
Oh yeah, that'd be perfect. That's perfect. It looks like it belongs there, especially because of the the transparency is just right.
Yeah, so I just want to figure that out somehow. Anyway.
So it sounds like the printing isn't really even a hobby at this point. It's more business related, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's pretty good. Etsy ate up like 30% in fees. Did you know? You have
really
a relisting fee, a stocking fee. Like I add in like 20 of the stock, right? And then as soon as that gets down to 0, you have to pay to put 20 more in the shop and all that. It's a crazy amount. But with that said, the amount of time it saves in like, all right, what would you like? All right, what color would you like? And then that sort of thing. Like just, all right, what's your address? And then keeping all of that information.
Yeah.
It saves a lot in admin. So I guess.
Yeah. Plus having that platform that everybody's already there searching for stuff, and you don't have to worry about having your own website and so I get it. I wonder if my daughter knows that or if it's the same here as it is there, because she did start an Etsy. We're getting off the So let's go back. Sorry, let's go back to you. Hobbies. What other things you like to do in your spare time?
Yeah, and I guess the other thing is I have 2 young boys, 5 and 4. So every weekend is taking them to basketball or footy or swimming, all of that sort of stuff. And then and then I am absolutely diehard in the winter with Australian rules football. I go for the Essendon Bombers, which are not that great of a team. We used to be once upon a time, but not in the last 2 decades. And then in the summer, I am a diehard Patriots fan. So I get up at, this year will be easier again because we're going to have our 3rd child in 6 weeks. So I'll be up those sort of late hours again, or early hours. But
congratulations too on that. On your
Thank you.
Third one. Now, do you know if it's going to be a boy or a girl yet?
No, we kept it a surprise. With our first, we kept it a surprise, and we found out with our second, mainly because my wife was really rallying for a girl. But unfortunately, I'm just too full of testosterone, too masculine. But you probably knew.
Twin girls this time. Watch. Just because you said that, you're gonna have twin girls.
I'm relieved there's only one in there. So that was.
Where'd this other one come from? Wait a minute. It's just gonna happen like the week before. It's gonna like pop out from behind the other one. Just like.
Yeah. So this one we thought we'll give it a surprise because that way she's disappointed for 9 months less.
Gotcha.
We'll be happy.
We have another thing we have in common. We have 3 kids as well, but I did have a daughter as my second. So my oldest is 30, and then my daughter, and then my youngest son. My youngest he'll be 21 soon, so that's my youngest kid.
Okay, 9 years difference. Yeah.
Uh-oh. The fireworks are starting. I live in a place where there's fireworks every weekend. They just constantly, and it's right here next to my house. So sometimes it can get a little loud. So a lot of the Patriots, that's funny. Now, are there a lot of Australians that are into American football? Because I know Josh is a big fan of 49ers. And is it a common thing? Australians really like American football?
Yeah, there's a decent amount, I'd say. I think most people at least have some idea about some teams, maybe they don't watch every game, but it's pretty common that on our sort of free TV channels, there's a game on a Sunday or
Gotcha.
over a weekend. So most people probably have it on while they're doing yard work or whatever.
Yeah.
But for me, I have my really close-knit group of friends. In the Australian football, we all follow very different teams, and we're just making fun of each other all winter. But then we all go for the Patriots. So all summer, it's really good.
That's disgusting. That is just disgusting that you would do that. And in the Super Bowl with the Patriots and the Bears did set a record for the biggest loss they handed the Patriots. What was the score? 56-10, 51-10, something like that. 1986. Yeah, that was the Bears and the Patriots met, and the Bears just destroyed the Patriots.
Right.
Destroyed them.
Yeah, that was probably a little bit before when I found out about it.
Yeah, just a smidge. But I still remember because it's the last time they won the Super Bowl. So, I still remember. It's our glory years. We've been back since, but haven't won. 2013 was the last time we were in the Super Bowl.
Right. Yeah, well, even in our time, I guess there's been some really great ones. There was the Falcons come back, whatever it was, 32-zip or 32-7 or whatever it was. And then that comeback game was just insane. And then there was also the Seahawks game where the pass was intercepted right at the end by Malcolm Butler. So, yeah, it's been some pretty interesting times. But
no, I'm interested how you got into American football. Was it just because it was on TV when you were younger and you saw it, or what made you get into American football? I'm just curious because I don't know too many Americans that are into Australian rules or into rugby, or I don't know too many. So I'm just curious on how you fell into that.
Well, first of all, definitely check it out because Australian rules is a really crazy game. I think, and I've seen on YouTube a fair few Americans watch Australian rules for the first time, and you see some of the big hits and they're just no padding, nothing, and then there's some really big hits and all that. Well, it's getting a little bit out of the game now, but how did I get into it? I think it's just looking for something to do over summer. The other popular sports here are cricket over summer, but I'm not really that into cricket. It's a bit slow for me.
Seems slow.
Yeah. It's if I need to take 5 days to watch a game, it's just not really. I don't have time for that. You know what I mean?
I don't even understand it. I guess I need to look up the rules, but because I don't understand it at all, really, honestly.
For me, it's a bit different. Like when I was a kid, there was really, really big names in cricket. This won't make sense to many people there, but you had Shane Warne and Adam Gilchrist and people that you sort of knew, but now it's not so much like that. I don't believe it's sort of, I don't know. There's not as big of a gap between the very best and the very worst. I don't.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah, I think it's just looking for something to do and flick around the TV channels and there's a game, and they have sort of the very Americanized sort of commentary and colors and all that stuff. And you just okay, I'll have a look at this for a minute. And
that just reminded me of your video when you did all the different accents. You did the Canadian accent and a Southern American accent, and that was a good one. That one had me laughing, especially I think it's your Southern. Maybe it was your Canadian accent that I think I loved the most. That was really good.
Canadian bacon, eh?
That was a good video. I really liked that one. Okay, so we covered the hobbies too. I think we're almost an hour into it. I think this is a good time. We'll go ahead and open up to the chat. And first of all, is there anything you'd like to tell us? It doesn't even have to be just about you, but even about your channel. If you have something that you're excited about coming up on your channel, or is there something about yourself that we didn't ask? And here's something I did want to ask, and I was thinking about earlier. How'd you meet your wife?
So did engineering at university, right? And I lived in an apartment on campus. So anytime we were going to go out to a bar or whatever, everybody would finish their last class of the day, come to my apartment, and save a bit of money that way. And in engineering, in my year there was 200 students, and there was 4 females. There was 4 girls, and so
those poor girls. I could just imagine. I could just imagine how horrible that must have been for them. Just constant. I know our cultures are a little different, but just the constant hitting on and just being around all those guys all the time. So
and
anyway,
there's some engineers out there that are not the most social.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry, I got to get something here real quick. I'm sorry. Okay. Ariel?
Hey, everyone. How's it going? I'm awake for Blake. My night has gone seriously wrong. Fair enough. Or seriously right, depending on which way you look at it.
Sorry. I
double parked.
Got the new one. Got the new one. It's
oh, yes. The
that part I didn't care for, but
sure,
this is actually just water, but my daughter just brought that to me. So
nice.
All right. Anyways.
So yes. So one of those was, how I said I had my four main friends that we talk to, and we all go for the Patriots. Well, there was 5 in our group. One of my friends is now married to one of the girls in the course. So yeah, the 5 of us, we all hung out, and she said one day, like, oh, would you like me to get some of my friends from school to come along? Maybe a bit more feminine presence in this place. And I said, oh, definitely not. I would absolutely hate that. That would be, the thing of my nightmares. So I said, no, bring as many as you can. And yeah, one of those was my dear wife. So yeah, it's pretty cool. For a while there, so three of us from the course were dating or engaged to the other one from the course, and then 2 of her school friends. So it was really cool. Like, all the partners got along, all of us got along, and that went really well for a while until it didn't. But me and my wife are still together, and her and one of my friends are now married too. And actually, they're expecting a baby 2 weeks before us. So there you go.
They're first, or
yes, they're first. Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's interesting.
Anyway, that's how it all happened.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to scroll back up here. We're going to let people ask questions. You can see the chat too, I can tell, right? So if you see something, so they'll do the @Rico stand, so it pops for me. But if you see something, you see a question, feel free to jump on it. You don't have to wait for me. I'm going to start off with Zenny. Thank you so much for that. Off topic, but man, you want to remove the wrench from Lefty so she can take care of him? There must have been some stuff we missed there. And hi, everybody. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys all coming in and hanging out with us and learning more about, again, our very first Australian. I'm trying to collect them all. And good day, mate. All right.
And isn't he a beauty?
Let's see. Go ahead. Did you see the one?
No, I think we're going to read the same one. Lefty, I heard Zen and yourself talking about Prawny before as well. Yeah, so Prawny, a.k.a. Sir Prawnalot, a.k.a. Lockie, has kind of disappeared. He left YouTube for a while, and he was doing Twitch, and I'd regularly tune in on his Twitch streams. And then otherwise, he just messaged me the other day that said, like, congrats on a certain milestone. So he's still keeping an eye on things, but he's just, I don't think he's sort of making content at the moment. But he's I still wish him all the best. And I think he's just got some other priorities at the moment, unfortunately, for us.
I don't even, that must have been before my time. I'm not sure who Prawny is.
So he's a good young fella in South Australia, and he used to do a lot of crustacean content.
Okay.
Yeah. So mainly live streams on a Friday.
Nathan Fishboy, he was another Australian. Yeah, he does a lot of the yabbies, right? Yabbies? Yabby.
Yeah, yabbies. Yeah, and he
the
sent
yabbies
me
or something else.
He sent Yobo is a different thing.
Yeah.
He sent a video to the Australian group chat the other day about his barramundi that was eating some food. So yeah, he's going well as well.
He's a good guy. I like him. We've talked quite a bit. So you have an Australian, what is it, Discord, or what's your group that you use for your?
Just on Messenger, Facebook Messenger.
It's all you content creators and
yeah, there's a lot of nonsense that gets spoken in there, but it's just good to connect everyone, you know.
Yeah, that's good. I like that you are organized a little bit like that, because I think that's important, to get a little organized. I mean, you don't want it too much, right? I'm always worried about somebody trying to, control or doing this or doing that. But getting organized and communicating and sharing ideas and all that's super important. And I think we could do that even better than what we do today. So
I think the cool thing that we have down here is we're all so different, like Dr. Black's content is extremely different to Josh's content, which is extremely different to mine, which is extremely different to Rumble's and so on. So I think that, it's really cool. You can get a lot of variety by checking in with your local Australian.
I'll never forget Dr. Black smashing that guitar. That's one thing that will stick with me forever. Is that,
look, when I log into my YouTube feed and I see Dr. Black started a stream 4 hours ago and it's still going, I just say, maybe I won't tune into that one just yet. It's probably a bit out of control, but
he's a funny guy though, and I like him. I actually asked him as well for at some point, and he's up for it. We just never, same with you. I just never touch base again. I got to get him to come up for a focus on too. So, okay, Mark Strelson, one of your countrymen, asked the Myrtle question. So, Myrtle, Myrtle, right? Do you ever see Myrtle?
Yeah, I know Myrtle Singh. Is that who we're talking about?
Yep. He hasn't been around a lot recently. School or out of school for the summer, and we miss Myrtle a lot. And if you're out there, Myrtle, please come back to us soon. Hopefully, school's starting up again soon. He'll be back with us. But the fish fam isn't as good without him around. But anyways, he has what's called the Myrtle question. Now, Myrtle, we've done 75 of these focus-ons, and for the first 60, some of them, Myrtle asked the same question every time. So there's some history and tradition to it. And the question is, what would I change about you, and what would you change about me?
Okay.
It's a very tough question to answer. It's a very tough question. I've had a really hard time recently. Sometimes something just pops out at me and I'm like, oh yeah, that's easy. But you're just like a lot of people recently, and I'm having a really hard time on what I would change about you. Because again, you seem like you're generally and genuinely happy with your life and where you're at. And you seem like you have a pretty good life. I don't know that there's something to change. I would change so that our time zones were closer together. Like
that's a good
Australia and the US were closer together so that you could hang out more often and we could hang out more often with you, because I think the only other time we've been on a stream together was for Christmas.
Yep. That'd be right.
And I don't think
no, you didn't come. Ed came.
No, I did the second one. You did two.
Oh yeah. That's right. I did a weekend one. Yeah.
Ed did the very early one because he stays up very late. So it was like 4 o'clock in the morning his time.
That's
our time.
Right.
And
they were
did
like
the one
6 hours apart or something like that.
Yeah.
I had a quick sleep and woke up again.
Because you did one for your countrymen, for the Australians, and then you did another one for the Americans too, which was very cool of you to do. So
yeah, the Halloween movie ranking game, I think, or the Christmas movie ranking game.
Yeah, that's what it was. But I had to take off. I didn't get to hang out because I had another engagement. We were doing so many of those streams. So yeah, I think I would. That's not exactly changing you, but I would change the time zone so that we could interact more often.
Yeah, and what I would change is I'd start up Rico clips. I think you should cut up some of these focus-ons and release them as shorts or short form content because I think there's absolute gold in there. But yeah, sometimes it's hard for people to find 2 hours out of their day.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
just something that can just reel people in. I think that would be a thing.
That's a great idea. And I actually, my son really likes editing videos and stuff. He does some Twitch streaming and things, and
Yeah.
he really likes it. And I mentioned that to him, and he just never did it. So he's lazy like his father before him. So maybe I'll touch base with him again and see. But that's a great idea. Yeah, to get people interested. Plus, you're right. There are some super funny bits and stuff, or interesting stuff in a lot of those. So I love these. I really do. I love doing these focus-ons. They're my favorite part of the week, getting to know more about you guys and just seeing all these people in our community, because I think we have an amazing community, and I just absolutely love doing these. So
yeah, and I think that you are also a really great interviewer, and you get some, good responses out of people. So that's why I think that's the difference. That's the catalyst. So how do you make that more consumable for more people?
Well, thank you. That's a high that's high praise. I appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see. Do we have more questions? Zenny's got one, and this is one that she asks all the time too. She wants to know if you would like to have a shrimp-sized dog or a dog-sized shrimp.
So that one actually came from Sir Prawnala. That was
okay.
What happened? This is some history on Sir Prawnala.
Nice.
So
Nice.
he used to stream at the same time as KG Tropicals on a Friday, okay? And within that stream, it was a small channel, so there would only be like the same 5 to 10 of us in there. And what we started doing is trying to infiltrate KG Tropicals to try and like sabotage them a little bit. And then we started just super chatting in there, random questions, and then one of them was shrimp-sized dog or a dog-sized shrimp. So yeah, nice. First of all, a dog-sized shrimp would absolutely freak me out. So I'd absolutely love to have a shrimp-sized dog, and I'd keep it, on my desk at work or something like that, and be easy to walk.
Yeah. I think I would go with the dog because that thing would taste delicious. I mean, that's a meal. Imagine that, a shrimp-sized dog. Or a dog-sized shrimp. Yeah,
have it rotating on a spit roast.
Oh my god! Lemon butter just drizzled on it. Oh, so I wouldn't have it for very long. But
the bigger ones usually don't taste that good, do they? So,
no, they're not. Yeah, I think they're a little bit more gamey and a little bit chewier. I think it's a different texture too. So, but I'm sticking with because it's supposed to be the size of a normal shrimp, that it would taste the same as a normal shrimp.
Oh, yeah.
And Zenny also said, then that question morphed into my 1,000 great whales against something question. So Prawny is here in spirit a lot. So she knew all about that history, and that's great. That is great. And again, hi to everybody coming in. I know we didn't say any highs, but hi to everybody. Really do appreciate you all coming in and hanging out with us and having fun. Only Oscar said she changed your location to the USA. So you move over here. Okay, looking for more. Just watch all your focus-ons again, Rico. Easy peasy. I mean, the one with Corey was like 3 hours long, so that's a lot. If I watched every focus-on again, I mean, I don't know what number we're on today, but we're getting close to 80 of them. So, and almost every one of them is more than an hour. They're all at least an hour, and most of them are 2 to 3 hours long. So that would take a long time to go through all of it. Definitely would. But even, that's another good idea, though, is putting just timestamps.
Exactly.
Stuff,
you can get people on Fiverr who will cut up your stuff into clips as well.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I tried to get an editor on Fiverr. It was a disaster.
No,
what? Basically, just take hundreds of dollars and just light it on fire because it just took like 2 weeks of time, and what got served up was just not good. So, I tried all sorts of different levels, from cheap to not so cheap, and Yeah, because I just thought, then I could do twice as much stuff if I didn't have to wet it.
Yeah, yeah. Plus somebody who does it professionally might have some tips and tricks and can make it look even better than us hobbyists. Maybe.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
That's
and
a
I
great
thought
idea.
they'd probably
go ahead.
do it way faster than me as well, but
yeah, they
not
probably.
To be.
I could use that kind of help, and maybe I should start looking into that and getting myself somebody to help me with that. I think that would take things to the next level. Mark Sturlson has the Brookley Bell question, so that's another. She started doing that just recently, and her question is, do you have any weird physical abilities or traits? And she always makes sure to put, I don't mean that nasty, don't be sexual, type thing. She's always embarrassed, but she, like wiggling your ears or weird stuff you can do with your joints or something. Anything weird that you can do.
Yeah, I got one thing because I had a lazy eye when I was a kid, so I can do this. Did that move by itself?
Yep.
Yeah.
I could do that one. You can't see it very good because I have the, my squinty little eyes, but I can, I can. Let's see if I can do this.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay. So good. We have something for that one. Let's see. Lefty didn't put the at Rico stamp, but I think he thought you'd see it anyway. So how many CPDs have you bred at this point?
Yeah, it has to be in the thousands.
Wow.
Yeah, I think 1,500 to 2,000, somewhere in there. Yeah, I think so.
Man, I have some CPDs. I have them actually with Bosemani's, which temperature-wise, they probably shouldn't be together. They're a little bit, but I've had them for 2 years and they've been doing great. I just haven't really bred them because they're in a community tank.
Yeah, and the Bosemani's would have a nice little morning snack if you ever did.
Yeah. So, yeah, I have not. I've never seen any babies. Let's see. How about this one? Only Oscar says, "What is Blake's favorite thing about the USA?"
Ooh, I definitely like American barbecue.
Yeah.
But that's another hobby. Like I also have a smoker, and I like to play around with that. So yeah.
What was it? I forgot what it was now. There was a whole joke running for a while there. I remember I was actually in a stream we were talking about it, and it was like Blake's barbecue.
Oh yeah,
what was
barbecue
it?
Bonanza. That was going to be my second channel.
That's what it was. Yeah, I remember that.
I barely have enough time for one channel, unfortunately. Maybe later on in life.
We're going to flip that around a little bit too. And what is your least favorite thing about America? And don't worry about offending anybody. Be honest.
Don't worry about offending anyone until everyone's offended.
I mean, there's a lot to dislike. I'm just going to be honest. I'm an American. I'm proud to be an American, but we have issues. And so anything you say is will be held against you.
Yeah, I know it will. I think it's gonna get me. But just as a human that is an onlooker, I think is too much acceptance of kids possibly being shot at school. I think if you're a kid, you shouldn't have to worry about that. I saw a TikTok of an American teacher talking about shooter drills, and all the Australians were like, "What are you talking about? The biggest drill we had when we were at school is if there was a dog on the oval and all the kids would run out and try and chase it around." Like, if you're a kid, you shouldn't have to know to hide under your desk and lock your doors. I don't know. That's just me.
It is a very contentious subject in the United States, but I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. And I mean, again, when I was a kid, we had drills in case the Russians were throwing nuclear weapons at us. And we had tornado drills. But yeah, and we won't get farther into that. But yeah, I'm with you. Let's see. Paul Sotero wants to know, what's the latest addition to your fish room?
That's a good question. I got some axolotls. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Couple of little axolotls because and part of it is I've always wanted to keep them, but obviously you got to keep them cold and heat this room. So I'm playing around with evaporative cooling. Like I've got a couple of fans on it and I'm keeping an eye on the temperature and it's going pretty good so far. So I got 2 fans on there. And even though the room is technically set to 77, the axolotl tank is actually 64. So yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. My daughter has an axolotl. She keeps those too. Well, she just.
I reckon they're so cool.
They are cool, and hers has gotten it's good sized. It really is. She's had it for I don't know 8 months now or so. And thank you, Killer Kitty. Again, she does that every time. She always drops super chats, and I do appreciate that, Killer Kitty. Thank you so much. Axolotls, cool. Let's see. Do you agree the Americans are better supporters than us Aussies?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I was saying this
that is?
Before the stream.
Yeah. Okay.
I was saying this. I just think, first of all, I think in terms of things like super chats, I think we don't have tipping culture. We don't have that sort of show our appreciation by putting some money out there. So it's very rare that an Australian will super chat, I think, which is fine, no dramas there. And secondly, I just think that I don't know what it is. I really don't know. I was saying before, like anytime there's a sporting game on, just everyone's watching that. And I just don't think that it's kind of, I don't know why. I wish I did. I'd solve the problem if I did, but
yeah,
it doesn't seem like a lot of Australians are like sitting on the computer kind of thing.
Yeah. Americans are lazier. That's what it is. I'm just
Look,
kidding.
I'm already in trouble with the NRA, so I'm not going to say that.
Yeah. Blake said he hates guns and Americans are lazy. You heard it here.
I'm glad this took a year to happen because I had an extra year on the internet.
Excuse me. Sorry. Okay. What would Blake's last meal be?
Last meal.
That's sort of a Zen Ginger question to it. And it's funny that Mark Sturlson asked that because when you were saying that Australians don't really do super chats or anything, Mark is actually given membership, because I have members, right? So he's given membership gifts. Do they have those for you guys now?
I don't think so.
So you can gift, like Mark's done it, Steven's done it, Alexander, Matt. So a whole bunch of people have done it. And what they do is they'll gift like 5 memberships. So cool. They're paying up front for 5 people to have a membership for a month. And Mark has done that on 2 occasions.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Actually, I think it's even better than the super chats, really, because then those members get to, for channels that actually do membership stuff, because I don't. I say that right in the beginning. If you're thinking about joining as a member, don't. Go somewhere else and do it. And then I still have a million of them. So I guess, I don't know, whatever.
You've done a few members-only streams, though, haven't you?
I do very few of them. I'm supposed to be doing them on Mondays, but something always seems to come up, or I don't feel good, or whatever it is. I do have some health issues, so I've only done like 2 of them on Mondays, the members only.
I'm supposed to do an uncut vlog style update every Sunday, but it just got too much, so now I'm doing it every second Sunday.
Gotcha.
Which I asked the members if they were okay with that. The ones that replied said yes. So, yeah.
You know what? I don't think I am a member of your channel, so that's something I need to. Because I try to, the people that do have memberships, that I enjoy their content. I think it's important to show that support. So I'm gonna rectify that situation if I'm not right after the stream. Anyways, we got off subject. Mark wants to know what your last meal would be.
Yes, my last meal. I don't know. I actually was listening to a podcast last night on last meals, and there was this one person. I'm going to totally steal this idea.
It's a weird topic. It's a weird topic to listen to a podcast on.
Yeah. There was heaps of ones that were like, they just ordered everything and didn't eat anything and all that. But there was one person who asked for an olive with the pit left in, and then he ate it, and then he put the pit in his pocket. And the theory was that when he eventually got buried, the pit would grow an olive tree, which is, of course, an olive branch, a symbol of peace.
Oh.
So I like that idea. I'll steal that.
That is nice. Look at you thinking thinking stuff through, thinking things through.
I need to make peace now that I've shaken the apple cart so much.
There's still plenty of people here, so you must not have angered too many, at least. Okay, and Zenny asked, would you rather fight off one great white shark-sized apistogramma, Cacatoides specifically, or 1,000 apisto-sized great white sharks? So 1,000 apisto. Okay.
1,000 apistogramma shark.
Yeah.
1,000 apisto-sized great whites, because what are they going to do? Just take a little nibble, you know?
Yeah, but if there's 1,000 of them, man, they'd be like piranhas. They'd just be, you know.
I guess. How do you grab them? You know? Can I have a net? If I can have a net, I'll just throw them.
Yeah, that was a good one. Eric Wyrock, and again another traditional question. It's one it's gaining. It's been asked a bunch. Do you have a favorite sandwich?
Sandwich. So this is another interesting thing. So I think you guys call burgers sandwiches, right?
Yeah, there's people that argue that it can be a sandwich.
A sandwich is a piece of bread and a piece of bread, and that's it, and something in between.
Yeah.
So,
but a burger is that it's in a bun, right? So it's a piece of bread, and
that's bread. A bun is not bread. A bun is not bread.
Yes, it is. I mean, it's very, you know.
Okay, we'll end the stream here.
F this guy.
So I'll answer both, perhaps. I'm quite into a McDonald's double cheeseburger right now, which you might not know from looking at me, but I've consumed quite a lot of those lately. I just think that's a good balance, you know. And actually, a sandwich, I quite like just chicken and salad, you know, like a roast chicken. Then you have everything in there, including, this might be an Australian thing, but including beetroot. Do you have beetroot on the things?
Including what?
Beetroot or beets. You know beets?
We have beets. But...
yeah, beetroot is like the same thing, I think. It's like a purple thing. You slice it.
I mean, I love beets. I pickled beets all the time, and I absolutely love them, but I've never had them on a sandwich.
Yeah. A good old-fashioned chicken and salad sandwich definitely has chicken, cheese, mayonnaise, lettuce, even maybe some grated carrot you might put on there, tomato, with pepper on the tomato. Okay. Yeah.
You lost me at carrot, though. That's awesome. I love it, though, because, again, we're seeing our cultures are very close together. We're very much alike. We're all, you know, but at the same time, we have all these little things that are different, and that's interesting. I would never think to put grated carrot on a sandwich, ever.
Really? It's on Subway.
I like carrots.
Yeah. Subway put it, don't they?
I don't think there's grated carrot as a choice. At least not around here. I had Subway today, actually. But
that's like a staple here. Like if I'm going through the Subway thing, it's like, lettuce, carrot, onion, tomato. Yeah, it's definitely there.
I guess, I'm interested in trying it because
red beets. Okay.
That that adds that little, they're crunchy, right? They're little crunchy, not like.
Yeah, they're not really great for flavor, but it's a bit of texture.
Yeah. Interesting. So beets and carrots on a sandwich.
Yeah.
I gonna have to try it.
Same with any beef burger, pineapple on it. Put a piece of pineapple on it.
I've never tried that either, but I would try that because I like pineapple on pizza and stuff, and I love pineapple. So
even here, it's quite common. Like on a barbecue, you might have some bits of pineapple, and you just
we do that quite often. I mean, even like if we make a ham or something, you know, it's traditional to make a ham like at Christmas or Easter or whatever. There's almost always pineapple involved in that too.
Yeah.
In some way. Nice. And I love eating that pineapple that's been in the ham juices.
Yeah.
That's
sure.
Stuff. Vegemite.
Vegemite. Love it.
I've never been able to try it. I was going to, and I forgot to order it. Mark and I were talking about that. I'm dying to try it. I've never had it. I like different weird things like that.
Mm.
You know, to
The
us,
thing is, most of the times you see American people trying Vegemite, it's you got a spoon and you put it in.
Oh yeah,
Nobody's eating it like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
It's spread, right? It's thinly spread on whatever.
Yeah, I even like it thicker than most. But my wife and I, we often have this debate. If she makes a Vegemite toast or whatever, I'll say like, "Oh, did you put the Vegemite on yet?" And she'll be like, "I like it as a seasoning." So she likes just a very. You can see more bread than actual Vegemite on there.
Yeah,
but I like it. I like the full coverage. You shouldn't be able to see bread through it. But yeah.
I need to try that too. I definitely need to, and that's just me being lazy again. All right, we got down to Killer Kitty. Thanks again so much. And again, Killer Kitty does that all the time, and not just here. She does that all over the place. I see her doing that on a lot of streams. Fish Central, hey there, wants to know what your most expensive fish is.
Of all time, I did have a stingray once. It was a 50-50 black diamond and Motoro, but unfortunately it got impacted, so I don't know if it ate a rock or ate a stick or something, and that was very sad because of the size of it. It's like a, it's a process to what do you do with the passed away stingray.
What did you do?
Well, I just had to sort of put it in a large bag and then put it in the bin. I don't know. I don't know if that's the right thing. I should have probably buried it better. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I probably would have.
Yeah.
Something that size. Yeah.
Yeah, you probably.
In fact, I just buried. I lost a Denison barb. I have Denison barbs in the 75, and I lost one this past week, and it's actually in with this lemon tree. I put it. I just dug a little hole and put it right in there and covered it back up. I was like, hey, the Indians did it with corn, so maybe it's grow
Denison barb tree.
Did it with maize, so maybe it'll that tree will
well,
or maybe it'll start to smell. But I buried it enough. Hopefully, it's good.
Usually, we have a compost bin. And that's when any fish go in because I feel like that's natural. But yeah, I couldn't put this huge stingray in there. So
yeah, that is different.
But the most I've ever spent at one time was when pea puffers came to Australia for the first time. I'd ever seen them anyway. And a box of 4 of them was $880 shipped to me.
Wow.
For 4.
I can't do it. I can't. I think the most expensive thing I had was a blue lobster, crayfish, yabi, called Zoidberg. And he was like $45. That was the most expensive fish I've ever bought. But I'm relatively new. It's been 2 years since I've been keeping fish, so I'm relatively new. I mean, I had them when I was a kid, way back a long time ago, but just recently, it's only been a couple years.
Yeah, and I'm not out there doing that every single day. Like that might be like once a year kind of thing.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And even then, it's like I was up sleepless that night. Like, what have I just done?
Did your wife? Was she okay with it? Is she okay with you doing that kind of stuff?
She doesn't really mind. As long as the mortgage gets paid and everything stays in here, it's fine. Yeah.
Is she interested at all in the hobby? Does she enjoy keeping fish at all? Does she have any interest whatsoever?
Nah, not really. It's fair enough too. She has her own hobbies. She's quite into cross stitch and crochet and all that sort of stuff. So
gotcha.
Yeah, sewing and that. So she's got her own room of all that stuff in the house. So
nice. She's not going to lose it with the new baby?
Nah, I don't think so.
You got room. You got room.
Yeah.
My wife's not interested either, but she doesn't have really any hobbies either. She really just doesn't. Her hobby is being a mom. Yeah, even though our kids are grown, she just drove 3 hours to go pick my youngest son up at my oldest son's house. I mean, she's still, they never stop being moms. We don't stop being dads either, but it's different for moms. It really is.
Well, I think she's really looking forward to having someone dependent on her again, because since my boys are 5 and 4 now, I got them a Nintendo Switch for Christmas, and now, like, any free time, the three of us are there playing Nintendo, and she's just like in the lounge, like, oh, nobody talks to me anymore. Like, well, we're busy. We're having fun here.
What's your favorite game on the Switch?
We play a lot of Lego Star Wars and Lego superheroes.
Yep, love those.
They're pretty good. Of course, we've got Smash Brothers. My oldest son is actually very good at Smash Brothers, and it's a bit concerning. So I might have to put a kibosh on that so I can beat him again.
Yeah, don't ever let him win. That's what my wife used to always say that when I played video games against the kids. Age of Empires, when that first came out, I would play that against my oldest son and our adopted son, and I would just slaughter him every single time. Yeah, but now I can't play anything against him. My son will beat me at everything. He beats me at all.
Well, we used to play a lot of. So I have two brothers as well, and we would organize amongst ourselves who was going to wake up at midnight and go and play RuneScape all night before school. So, which I think my parents probably knew, because as soon as we turn on the computer, you hear the and it was the longest minute of your life just there while the dial-up sounds are being made. You're just like, nobody wake up, which I'm sure they did, but if it was me, I'd be like, oh, kids on the computer, whatever.
See that age difference, because when I was a kid, there was no, there was an internet, but I think it connected like two places, and it happened when I was already 20 years old,
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, we used to spend our entire childhood on RuneScape. Like, we had a lot of stats of 99, so that takes a long time.
I don't know that I ever played it. I think my youngest son did. Okay. Let's see. Son of a Quack says, do Australians like EU football or American football more generally?
There's definitely factions of each. I'd probably say it's pretty even, to be honest. Yeah. It's not like, it might be like 10, more than that. So like 15% follow EU football, and then maybe 15% also follow NFL.
Gotcha.
With maybe an overlap of a couple of real diehards.
It's amazing that there isn't a league, an NFL sub league like they did with the World League in Europe, in Australia. If there's that many people interested, I mean, 15%. I was guessing 50 million people in the country. I'm sure somebody could pick it up, but that's still quite a few.
You can play socially. There's social comps and stuff you can play, but
Is there any school American football in any place? Is there any schools that play American football at all?
Oh, that's another difference as well. We didn't have like college sports like you guys do.
Oh, not at all.
No, we didn't have like scholarships for. I mean, people get sporting scholarships, but it's not like you go to school for that sport. You go to school and then you play that sport after school.
Okay.
Yeah, so like
it's big money here. I mean, it's big money, billions of dollars.
Yeah,
it's crazy, and there's some problems with that too. But
you probably make more money as a college football or a college basketball than you do as a professional Australian rules football player.
Well, they're not allowed to make anything.
Okay.
But
even with sponsorships and stuff, I'm sure
they're not supposed to get anything. They're supposed to get the scholarship, and that's it. They're not supposed to be giving gifts. It's crazy because it's billions of dollars being made by the corporation, colleges, corporations. I mean, some of them are the same. But the people that are playing the game aren't allowed to get anything. Even gifts get looked at. There's a lot of scandals. So we won't get too deep into that. But let's see. I got to scroll down here, and we're down to Mark. Just gave 5 more Rico Stamp memberships. So again. Thanks, Mark. I think it's like his 3rd time doing that. I really do appreciate it. I really do. And let's see. June, Cat House, Carlos Diaz, and Mississippi Hippie. Oh, and New Local Austin. We're all granted them. And hi, Sherry. Hi, Michael. Carlos. Cat House. How's everybody doing tonight? Oh, here we go. Whips World. What's up, dude? If money wasn't an issue, you you're not worried about money in any way. You've got all the money you could ever want. What would you be doing with your life right now? So you don't have to even work. I mean, you just anything you could ever think of, you'd have the money to do it. What would you be doing?
Traveling a lot. I think. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be working. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think. For example, when I was in high school, I went on exchange in Japan, and I studied Japanese for 5 years, and lived over there with the host family for a period of time.
Nice.
That didn't speak any English, and it was a really eye-opening experience. Like, I think anybody's first like international travel is I think your brain just opens up, you know. So I want to definitely give my kids the most opportunity to see that as they can. Like, yeah. So I'd be traveling to as many exotic places as I could, and trying to see how other people live and just learn about all that stuff. I suppose.
Nice.
Because I do think that's important.
So you went to Japan, and how much Japanese did you speak? I mean, was there much at all at that point when you first went?
Yeah, I'd been studying. This was in 11th grade.
Okay.
So, yeah, I spoke okay, or at least I thought I did. And then you sort of get to this host family, and they're trying to explain to you like the way to ride. Because I had to ride my bike to the school, like because we still had to go to school, and it was a 30-minute ride, and they're trying to tell me all the directions, and I'm just like, you know, very scared. Luckily, a friend of mine was also hosting at a place nearby, so we just met up at a close location, and then we sort of figured our way from there.
Now, and you were there just for the 1 year?
Not even a year. I think it was a term or something, because there was a portion where we all stayed with families, and then there was a portion where we all traveled together as a class.
Gotcha.
So, but in the first probably 2 weeks of being a host person, I learned probably more than I learned in 3 years. You know,
gotcha.
It's just
yeah.
That's immersion. And you know, the crazy thing was, you know, they were watching the TV, and they were really enthralled about it. And all I kept hearing was like Japanese, Lehman Brothers, Japanese. And it was when the global financial crisis was happening. Yeah. And I had no idea. And I got back to Australia, and I found out like all this stuff happened, and I was like, oh, I just had no idea. So still to this day, it's a bit of a mystery to me how all that went on, but I'm sure we won't talk about it here. But yeah, it was pretty interesting. I was like, well, they're obsessed with these Lehman Brothers people, whoever they are.
Don't they make furniture or something? So by the end of it, though, did you think, you like you said, you learned so much in a very short time. By the end of it, were you much more fluent in Japanese? Do you think it really increased your...
Yeah, absolutely. And more than that, it was just like, for me, so I knew I wanted to do engineering, right? So at high school, my class list was like physics, a couple of different types of maths, English, because everyone has to do English, a class called engineering technology or something, and then Japanese was my only escape from numbers, you know. So for me, it was a good outlet, and then after that year, I wasn't really even I was thinking of not even finishing school, and then the reason that I did is because my parents said, oh, if you go through, finish year 12, and then we'll go on a holiday to Japan with you, and you can show us around and stuff. So I was like, oh, nice. That's really cool. So yeah, we did that. And, yeah,
that's good motivation. Do you still have a like an affinity for Japanese culture today? Are you like into anime and manga and all that stuff?
Yeah, I love it. My favorite one is Death Note. I absolutely love it.
I don't know a lot. I know that.
Yeah. I'm not deep into all of there's so many now. Like, I find it hard to pick one up now. But yeah, back in the day, I was just always watching Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh, all of that.
Fucker! The voices, the girls' voices, they drive me crazy. They're just
Yeah.
so many times it's just too much. It's too much screaming. It's too much. But my wife and my kids are very much into it. They love anime and all that stuff. And I don't have anything against it. I'm more into the Western comic books and stuff, but I can appreciate some of that stuff. It's pretty good. Let's see. All right. I'm scrolling down. Fishy Biz. I always have the hardest time saying Drew's name. Always. There's something about Fishy Biz, and I always call him. And even I think he named some membership thing or something. But I always call him Fisty Bish.
Yeah, you want to be careful with that.
Which is something very different. All right. Scrolling down some more, looking for the red beets. Okay. Yep. Or just beets. We just call them beets. But
Bears, Beats, Battlestar Galactica.
Yes. My daughter is a massive fan. She has that on her door. Nice. She is a massive fan of The Office. She makes all kinds of stuff, and Dwight Schrute is her.
I love it. I love it so much.
Massive. She has watched that. I mean, a lot of times it's like comfort sounds for her. When she's doing something else, she just has The Office on.
Me too.
They do that. The kids do that all the time. My son has watched Parks and Rec 50 times all the way through. I don't know how many times, but just
if you could go to an island and only take one TV show, I would take The Office. Maybe if you could take two, I'd take The Office and The In-Betweeners. I love both of those.
I have not watched any of The In-Betweeners. Is that the one with the three kids? I think I watched the movie or something. It's the three boys.
Yeah, you might have watched the movie. If there's a scene that's like Papa Americano, and then they're doing some weird dances. Have you seen that?
Remember. Okay. Wait, do that again.
Oh, now you got me.
Come on.
I started to. Papa Americano.
I love that. That's awesome. I don't remember, but do you is there any really good Australian TV shows? I don't know that I've ever watched an Australian TV show.
Nah, not really.
Love Island, isn't that one? Isn't that an Australian show? I think
that's
Love
in the
Island
UK. I'm sure there is a Love Island Australia.
Yeah.
Australian media is really poor, to be honest. They have those award shows and stuff, and there's like barely anyone that's famous anymore. We just give you all the Hemsworth brothers, and that's good enough.
Yeah,
you do with them whatever you want.
You just got a bunch of women excited there, because I love watching like IT Crowd. I love watching the English TV shows. So I'm always looking for something different. So if you ever find a Australian show that you really enjoy, that's I like those lowbrow comedies. South Park. I know you like South Park, but Trailer Park Boys, stuff like that. Have you ever watched Letterkenny?
No, I don't think
it's a Canadian show. It's about a bunch of people who live in a small town in Canada. Okay. And they're farmers, but there's also the Skids, which are a bunch of druggies, and it's a hilarious show. It's a hilarious show. I call it the smartest dumb show on TV because it's dumb. It's stupid. All the things they get into, but at the same time, the dialogue is so incredibly smart. And if you like The Office, if you like those types of shows, I think you would really like Letterkenny. It is hilarious.
Is that like there's 1,000 of these new shows that are kind of like, I think they're from the makers of Family Guy and American Dad. You know how there's like just heaps of them of every different type now.
Yeah, Netflix has a bunch of those. They seem to be all the same animation, but I don't think it's those guys. I think it's this guy Waco Gwynn, I think his name is, or something like that. It's like Paradise PD.
Yeah, I like Paradise PD. And there's another one that's in the woods. They're like rangers. Yeah.
Yep. Starts with a B, like.
Yeah, Brickleberry.
That's it. And then there's another one that just came out that's like we're watching it, and sometimes it's a little bit too much. It's almost like Paradise PD, but it's sci-fi, and sometimes it's a little bit too much. We're like, oh, you know what? Let's watch something else for a while. We have to have a break from it because it's just over the top. But it's the same exact voices, like the really heavy cop. He's one of the bad guys in this new one, and they're the same characters, really. It's just in space.
Yeah.
But Letterkenny, no. Letterkenny's more like, well, Trailer Park Boys comes to mind, but I don't know. It's just you got to give it a try. Okay.
Yeah, Eric's on the money. Bluey is probably our best export at the moment. Have you ever heard of Bluey?
It's a kids show, right?
Yeah, it's a kids show, but I enjoy it more than they do. I think it's quite funny. There's some clever sort of jokes in it, but yeah, it's a kids show.
I have not watched it, but I saw it somewhere, maybe Netflix or something. I saw another question here too. No, that wasn't it. Where was somebody come in late and I couldn't see who it was? Where's it at? Oh, no. There it is. Killer Kitty said, I came in late, so Blake may have said this. Does he go scuba diving? If so, has he been to the Great Barrier Reef?
No, I haven't been to the Great Barrier Reef. And no, I don't really go scuba diving. I'm scared of open water, to be honest. I don't like boats. I don't like anything that I can't see the land.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever done that? Have you ever been out where you haven't seen the land?
Yeah. I've had some sketchy times on boats. Like my father-in-law, he has a boat, and we used to take it out, and then he's just one time he was driving it back in the night, and we landed up on these rocks, and it was a scary time. So I got PTSD about boats.
Okay. I do like sketchy times on boats, though. That's a great name for a YouTube channel. Sketchy times on boats. So I like to kayak. I don't do it anymore. I have a hard time doing it. But we live on Lake Ontario, which is one of the Great Lakes, and you can go far enough out in it where you don't see land. And I've done that quite a few times, and there's something special about that. There really is. In a little kayak. I mean, now the lake isn't like the ocean where it's just it's a very small undulation. It's not. I mean, there's days when there's 10-foot waves and there's big waves, but most time it's a lot calmer. But go ahead.
A lake I can handle, because at least if you swim in one direction, eventually you'll get to the land.
Yeah.
But
Yes, especially where you're at, you could go a very long distance without.
Yeah.
Let's see. Lefty says, while you worked at Subway, did you guys spit in the food? Because I stopped eating Subway when I found out our local peeps were doing that.
No, I would never do that. Not to mention the Subway I worked at had like more cameras than like CIA headquarters. Like, I don't know what they thought we were up to in there, but yeah, there was.
Well, I think it's good to have that many cameras if you're putting carrots on a sandwich. I mean, that's just
Didn't stop us.
Excuse me. And there's my brother Ed, Chattanooga Ed. What's up, dude? Hope you're feeling good. Paul says pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. It's just wrong. You're just wrong, because it's my pizza, and I'll put whatever the F I want on it. Because it's funny because people say that, and I know Paul's obviously just joking, but eat whatever the hell you want. People get so up in arms about no, it doesn't belong there. I know people that don't like ketchup on hot dogs or whatever it is. Eat whatever tastes good to you. It's weird. It's a weird thing. The whole pineapple on pizza, or all the different arguments that people have, and I get it. They're just for fun, but I can't even take part in them because I don't care what the hell you eat. Eat what you want. Sure. I don't care. All right. Let's see. I'm looking for it. BJ Palmer says she tried Jaffa cakes. Are they also Aussie or a UK favorite? But aren't they UK?
Might be UK. Yeah, Jaffa cakes. Yeah.
We have some of those right now. I think right here. Right here, right now. Again, my son-in-law is from the UK, and he loves those, so they always buy them when he's here. Zen Ginger says, I was told that yabbies are not crayfish. I don't know the validity of that, but I think that it was a little bit bigger, smaller, something I can't remember. Yeah, and that could be very, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they're related or not. I'm no clue. We'll have to look into that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I always thought they were just the same thing.
I thought so too, but maybe they're different enough.
Yeah, or like a native variant or
something. Lefty says American Smarties or UK Smarties. Canada has different Smarties too. The Smarties in Canada are the little chocolate almost like M&Ms, almost.
Yeah, I was gonna say M&Ms instead.
American Smarties are sort of a little chalky type hard candy that's just basically sugar. They're not horrible, but they're not the same.
Right.
We're back on food. Red Laser, what's up? Says, does Blake like Tim Tam chocolate biscuits? The best Australian export.
For sure. Yeah, Tim Tams are awesome. Tim Tam Slam is pretty good.
What is that?
What you do is you have a Tim Tam. So it's a rectangular biscuit, right? And it's coated in chocolate. And then you bite it, you nibble a corner off, you nibble the alternate corner off, and then you use it like a straw. And then you drink like a cup of coffee or tea, or whatever. And then it just makes it really nice. So, yeah. It's pretty good. It basically disintegrates immediately. But if you want to eat like 12 Tim Tams in a row, then that's what you do.
Which I'm definitely up for 12 Tim Tams in a row. Yes, they sound good. That's my kind of thing. And Whip's World, just because you're a good guy doing good things, gave us a $10 super chat, and thank you so much. Thanks, Whip. Again, those always mean so much, and I appreciate you guys with all the support. It's amazing how much. The new quarterback for Tennessee made $8 million last year playing beach volleyball. Nice. And Paul said that the major college sports has changed, which I did not know. The players can now make money on their likeness and endorsements. So that's something new within the last few years that I was not aware of. All right. Looking for more questions. And again, I'm down to at Stephen at 9:36 p.m. my time. If you ask a question before that and I didn't bring it up, please just answer it again because I missed it. And please do the at Rico Stan or at Blake so that it pops out for us to see. But Blake wants to know if you're a fan of Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Oh, Abridged? Which one's that? Is that the one with all of those God ones in it? I'm not sure.
I don't know what Abridged is. Yeah. I familiar with DBZ just because my kids were so into it, but I don't know anything about it at all.
Now, mainly I get around like the Frieza saga and the Cell saga, but once he gets Super Saiyan 1 billion and blue hair and all of this, it's not too much to me. But I just skipped to the last episode because I do quite like that where they have that ultimate fight, with they do the fusion and all that. That one's pretty cool, but yeah.
See, that's my complaint about a lot of that. And I now again, I'm not super familiar with all the different stuff, but a lot of it I've watched. So there's an ultimate bad guy, and they fight the ultimate bad guy, and they beat him, and then they find out that the ultimate bad guy was just a henchman for the ultimate bad guy. So they fight him and they beat him, and then they find out. You know what I mean? It just keeps going.
It's a recipe for success.
It drives me crazy.
But imagine if the first time, like the first season, this ultimate bad guy just found out about them, which you got to imagine he would because he can, transport himself instantly through space and time.
Just build up to fighting him in the last season. They don't have to fight all. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's probably a silly complaint for people into the genre. And there's Melvin. Hi, Melvin. He's just saying hi. All right.
Okay, it's a fan made parody. No, I'm not familiar with it. There you
go. It jumped on me. Okay, I got Melvin. Paul said, "Hey, kid, get off my lawn." Chattanooga Ed would like to know if Blake could put together any Lego kit, which one would he pick?
That's actually topical as well because yesterday I was with my son and actually we sold a bunch. Well, he helped me bag up and sell some fish and then afterwards we went and I said, "Well, what do you want to do today?" And he said, "I want to have a Lego day." So we built these Lego.
Let's put you on the.
We built some Lego sets. So I built a Wolverine and he built a.
Look at those. You can't see me.
You want it again?
Yeah, let me see that one more time. Look at the claws. Those are
yeah. He's like ultimate Wolverine.
It's still cool though. I still like it.
And then so both of those sons that you probably see all those purple pieces everywhere. Well, that's because they both love Black Panther. So of all the sets, I picked Wolverine and I said, "Oh, what would your brother want?" And he said Black Panther. I said, "Well, we'll get 2 Black Panthers and a Wolverine, and then if he wants to be different, he can have Wolverine. If he wants to be the same, you can have Black Panther. Anyway, this is the umpiring you have to do as a parent. So
yeah.
But yeah, they both really love Black Panther at the moment, and they're running around all day saying "Wakanda forever."
That's cool though. I'm looking forward to that next movie for them. I like that one too a lot. Delightful Delilah's here. She says, hello, need to be among friends tonight and grateful this is on. Great to see you. Hopefully everything's okay. You sound like you might be a little out of it there. Hopefully everything's good. Google says a yabi is a cray, but a cray isn't necessarily a yabi, so just ignore me. Okay, thanks for looking it up, Zeddy. Hey, Vegeta, are we there yet? Silver Creek. Abridged is hilarious, Silver Creek is saying. So maybe it's something you need to look up.
Check it out.
All right, what time we got? Oh, we're almost to 10 o'clock. Does he use Legos in his aquariums? Bunny Viper would like to know if you use Legos in your. Have you ever?
No, I shouldn't say this because someone will steal the idea, but I'll probably never do it anyway. But there's a new Lego set of an aquarium, and I was going to do like aquarium in. I put an aquarium in an aquarium in an aquarium or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was going to use it, but yeah, I probably never will. So steal it if you want. But yeah, it's pretty cheap too. I think it was only $25 or something like that.
Yeah. How big is it? I mean, is it good? I mean, is it?
Yeah. Like a colleague of mine has it on his desk. It's like that big. Like that.
I would like to look at that.
It's a pretty cool little thing. Yeah.
Ton of Legos here. My adult children are really into them, but they've got, the massive kits. Like my son-in-law built Apollo 13 or I don't even know. It was one of the Apollo rockets, and the thing's like it's like 3-4 foot tall. I mean, it's huge, and he's got just huge sets of Lego stuff, huge tracts of land.
Yeah, I've still got big storage tubs full of all my old Star Wars and Harry Potter Legos when I was a kid.
Stuff's worth the money now.
In like my closet, I used to just clear out, like grab all the socks and just throw them out in the bin, and then I'd just put all my Legos in there. Then my mum would come in and she'd, what are you doing? I needed somewhere to put them.
All right. I'm at the actually bottom of the chat. Again, if anybody, if we missed your question, please go ahead and throw it up there now. And we've got just a few minutes left. So again, Blake, is there anything you'd like to tell people about stuff coming up, things they can, see on your channel? And again, for anybody who doesn't know, I can't imagine anybody here doesn't know who Blake is. Zen Ginger dropped the link for the channel a little bit ago. You really owe it to yourself to go subscribe. He does have it's good content. It's engaging. It's entertainment. It's educational. He does it up right. Thanks. So go take a look.
Thanks. Yeah. No, nothing really. I did a bit of a reaction video with Taryn and Josh the other day. Taryn's Bodgy from Australia.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. So I'm going to try and get some more reaction content going on, I think. Yeah, it was really fun.
Like what kind? Like what? So it's you guys watching something else and reacting to it, right?
Yeah, we watched like 10 most expensive aquariums or something like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and it was just really cool to sort of like. So I used to do live streams where people would jump up and all that, and they'd go for like 4 hours or 5 hours, and yeah. But these days it's a bit risky and all of that, so I don't really do that anymore. But I do miss just sitting around having a conversation, and I found with that video it was definitely that vibe again. So yeah, it definitely captured a bit of enthusiasm for me. So I'm keen to do that, and it might not always be with the same people. I could always have it because I watch a lot of UK YouTube, like Will and E. You ever seen him or Sideman?
I don't think so.
Anyway, yeah, like
what genre is it? Is it in our hobby or is it?
No, just general.
Okay.
Buffoonery, I guess.
I don't know much
videos.
Yeah, I watch Ozzy Man. I love Ozzy Man. Love him, and I watch some music guys, and that's really about it. Everything else is all our community, really.
Okay,
because there's so much to watch, and I feel like when I don't watch a live stream or don't watch a video that I'm not supporting the people in our community as much. So I'm always constantly trying to.
True. See, I used to watch a bunch of channels, but I find that it's too easy to just start to do the same videos as other people.
Yeah.
So now I basically only watch live streams if I'm watching fish stuff.
Yeah, I've heard that from a lot of, especially, I consider you one of the bigger creators. Where are you at? You 20,000 subscribers?
Not yet. I just ticked over 19, I think.
Okay.
Last week, yeah.
Okay. So, well, I mean, it's up there. That's a big channel. To me, anything around 5 and up is a bigger channel. And I've heard a lot of you guys that are those bigger channels say that same thing, that they don't want to get too much inspiration from all those types of videos and copy other people by watching them. So they have stopped. A lot of you have said that same thing. I get it.
Yeah. But I still enjoy being part of the community. So that's why I always watch YouTube videos, I always watch live streams, except I also feel bad now that like a lot of people, if I say, oh, hi, and then everyone will say, hi, Blake. And like hi. I feel like spamming the whole chat. I don't want to be rude, but also I don't want to like come in here like, oh, look at me, everybody. It's me, So
yeah. But I get it. I understand. Even I'm a tiny channel, but I feel the same way. You go into a live stream and everybody says hi, and I do want to say hi to everybody back, but usually I just say hi to everybody, and leave it at that, because you don't want to take away. You don't want to take away from the conversation. You don't, and it's nice to say hi to people, but at the same time, you're seeing these same. Especially for me, I see the same people 3 or 4 times a day. I've already said hi to you like 5 times a day, 5 times a day. So
you've expended your limit for highs.
Yeah. I'm done with the highs, people. I'm done with the highs. Zenny would like to know if you have any of your nearby fish stores have started to sell the co-op products.
No, not
it's on the docket. It's coming, because I remember Corey was just talking about that. That Australia was going to be next into. Maybe even shipping to Australia. They're doing Canada now, and I think Australia might have been next, and also getting a lot of their products into your stores too, like they've started to do.
We have international shipping here now, which really cool. They asked me to announce it, to be the first ones to say it. So that was really awesome, which makes sense, because if they say it, then they'll get 1 quadrillion orders immediately. So they just want, little old me to say it, trickle an order through here or there. But no, that was a really awesome thing. And yeah, as part of that, I did two practice orders, to make sure that things would work and all that. Like I've got a couple things here. Got a boat keychain thing. Actually, I need to send that out to somebody. I gave it away.
Did you get a Murphy keychain?
No, I got some root tabs. Got some root tabs here. What else? Yeah, a bunch of stuff. But yeah, that looks like a fun box right there.
It's all keychains. But there's the one you just showed, the boat one, and then there's also these Murphy ones. They're real nice. They're metal. They're like the enamel. But they sent me this to give out at the Keystone Clash, which I thought was very cool of them.
The Keychain Clash.
Yeah. Keystone Clash is going to be a lot of fun. It's an event coming up that's not too far south of me. It's only about a 5-hour drive, so not horrible. And it's coming up at the end of September. And there's going to be a huge amount of our community there. There's 65, 70 people are going to be there. Just the community people. I mean, it's obviously going to have a lot more people than that. But
right.
Okay.
One other thing. Did you know that this tank here, 1 week ago, was not set up? Did you know that? Because it sprung a leak. I was sitting here editing, and my socks started to get wet. So, I immediately drained it down, and I put the fish in our bathtub, because I can't put them anywhere else. They'll eat everything. So they spent a week in the bathtub. I resealed it, and touch wood, seems to be holding water right now. So that's good. But very stressful 7 days.
And how many Oscars are in there?
4 Oscars and a Saratoga.
Okay. And all of your tanks are rimless, right? You don't have rimmed tanks.
Nah, we don't have the conventional sort of black rim or anything like that. We just have glass bracing. Like you can maybe see, there's a glass brace right across here.
Here, let me put you back on the.
So the Saratoga's trying to eat me. Yeah, that there's a piece of glass that's holding all the lids on and stuff like that.
I like those rimless tanks, and we do have them, but you know, a lot of us go to the big box stores and buy our aquariums, and while they do sell some of those, it's not common. I mean, you see the 75, it's got that big, you know, which it is a little distracting to me, I think. Brookley Bell, we actually answered your Brookley Bell question. Sorry, excuse me. Brookley, I think Mark asked it. I think it was Mark, right? Mark asked the question for you, knowing that you weren't able to join us earlier. So, but hi, it's always good to see you, Brookley. And we are at 10 o'clock. So, again, I know I've said it like 3 times, but anything we didn't touch on or you want people to know or anything coming up you want to tell people? Or
No, we cover really. I'm crazy. Yeah. Whatever pops up. Yeah.
Chattanooga Ed said, I think Blake has the best hair in the Southern Hemisphere.
I thought you'd be disappointed I got a bit of a trim. So it was quite long and luscious last week. But yeah, I was thinking of you this morning, Ed.
All right. Well, everybody, thanks again for hanging out with us for 2 hours. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for the new members. Thanks for all that. Blake, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I'm sorry it took us forever to get this done, but I knew it was going to be a blast, and it definitely was. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, well worth the wait.
And next Saturday, Skipper will be doing his auction stream instead at the 8 o'clock time slot Saturday night. He was going to do it this week, but he is volunteering today at a cancer benefit, so he wasn't able to do it. So next Saturday, Skipper will be doing his auction. And please, if you guys have ideas about what you would like to see at the Keystone Clash at the vendor booth, please contact the committee, which is Lefty, Skipper, and Susie Q. Contact one of those guys and girls with any ideas that you have, because we still need some ideas on what to do with the booth. Currently, we've got stickers that are going to be there. We've got the raffle, and we've got the TV with the videos and stuff, and that's about it. So we want to do a little bit more with it. If you have ideas, let them know, please. I think that's it. I think that's everything. So we're going to sign off, and we'll see you guys in the streams later.